Dilip Bhatt is joining us, the Joint Managing Director, Prabhudas Lilladher. Dilip, good morning. Good to have you with us here. Prashant, this side.
Always a pleasure.
You know, the pullback yesterday, the pullback this morning, the sell-off now, all of it indicates not very much confidence on the part of bulls. Would you agree, Dilip?
You're right, Prashant. I think one thing, it appears to be very clear that the momentum is lost. And whenever that momentum streak is broken, I think it is always accompanied by a lot of apprehensions, a loss in the confidence. So I think all those factors are really playing at the moment. And there are enough factors which are really contributing to that, and they have not really gone away from the scene, nor are they likely to go away over next 1.5 to 2 months as the result season unfolds. And I think everybody knows that this result season is not going to be anything great. But what is more important is what are the managements going to say about the current year, more important about the coming 2 quarters, the first and the second quarter of FY16. And whether this series of downgrades which we saw, is it going to continue through FY16 or is it going to be arrested? So I think those apprehensions will really play its part over the next 1.5 months, so preventing any kind of, hopefully any kind of runaway rise in the markets.
What do you think happens from here? Do you think we go back to the sub 8300 level, which was the low at the end of March? Maybe even, you know, I remember back at that point, the general consensus when we were closer to 83 was that we'll go to 8,000, maybe 7,900. That did not happen. From the 27th of March, when we were at sub 8300, we came back to about 8850 over the next 10 trading sessions. 15th of March, we were back at 8850, and then the correction again. You think we're going back to those levels?
Well, as what I just said, that maybe this April and May and maybe the first week of June, we'll have a lot of results coming out. And my own belief is that the management commentary on the immediate future prospects will not be anything which will inspire confidence in the markets. So my own sense is that possibly can it trade below 8,000 in next 1.5 to 2 months? Very much possible. I think markets can slide. I think markets are now going to wait for the valuations, really the earnings to catch up with the valuations, because the prices are where they are. And if the earnings don't catch up with the valuations, the prices itself will have to correct. I think both will happen simultaneously. It has already happened in some way, but possibly it will happen. And all this probably we can possibly see the index below 8,000 over next 1.5 to 2 months. Maybe next 1 week, 2 weeks, the volatility will continue. But over next 1.5 to 2 months, that it doesn't seem to be totally out of whack.
Is it possible the market goes to about 8,000 and stays there, does nothing for the next many months?
Very much possible, Prashant. I think it would be fair to assume that at best markets will probably go sideways if nothing is going to happen internationally, and you know the FIs just continue to be a little more neutral on India. And even if they're a little more positive, possibly the markets will spend time sideways. But if any of these things get disturbed, say either oil price moves up, or maybe the FIs, the US increasing the rate and the FIs really tapering off in the short run, or the fear of that, can possibly see the indices much below 8,000. That is very much possible. But what you say appears to be a good scenario, that market stays around 8,000 to 8,600, 8,500, 600 and spends some time consolidating.
If one has the patience to hold stocks for more than a year, would you, in this intervening period where the market does nothing as you described it, recommend buying any names?
Sure. I think as what we said, this market for some time will remain a buy on the dips market. So sure, I think if the prices were to correct somewhat, or maybe the indices spend some time sideways, I think some of the names that will still look pretty good would be Larsen and Toubro. I think that's a stock which appears still to be the one which you should own and continue to hold for next 1.5 to 2 years. If you ask me, I think in the pharma, I would still go for something like a Glenmark. I would still go for. I think Sun Pharma also I would go for. And maybe in the auto space, it would still be something like maybe a Mahindra if it corrects significantly. And in the financial space, it would be something like an Axis Bank or an ICICI Bank. Of course, not to talk about HDFC Bank, which always remains an all-season stock. But I think the idea would still be to play a little more defensive, a little more careful, a little more in the front line.
Okay. Something like a Hero MotoCorp, what would that attract you? It's down about 30% from its high.
Sure, I think if you are talking about next 1.5, 2 years, 1.5 years, I think surely this stock also would merit a look, because everybody is expecting some kind of a production cut. There's a talk about inventory build-up. But I think all those have, as what you very rightly said, it has already come off almost 25–30% from its top. So going forward, some more correction could provide a good opportunity for it to buy, because all of the parameters remain good, whether it is the generation of free cash, whether it is the ROEs, and how successfully they make a dent into the export market, because export base is hardly anything, and I think they can really catch up in a reasonable way over the next couple of years. So yes, Hero Motors looks good.
What about Sun Pharma? 20% correction now?
So I did mention that Sun Pharma is Glenmark, and Sun Pharma would certainly look pretty good. Sun Pharma is very expensive, no doubt, but it will remain expensive largely because I think the way it's generating good amount of free cash, which is giving a good confidence to everyone, all the investors.
Fair enough. Would you said you would look at Hero? Can you say the same thing about Bajaj as well? It's also done some 26–27% from its peak.
So Bajaj, I would say that yes, but Bajaj is wouldn't be my preferred stock at the moment. If you tell me whether it's going to be defensive, yes, it's going to be defensive. Certainly, because there is not much scope for downside from here. But on a proactive basis, whether it will generate a great returns for me over next 1.5 to 2 years, I would not be too sure about that. I think it would still give me a reasonable return, but nothing really which is going to excite me.
Any public sector bank? PNB is down 25, Bank of Baroda is down 21, SBI is down 15%. I'm just sticking to large caps.
So Prashant, there you had to play a totally different strategy. This quarter is the last quarter when you are allowed to do the restructuring of the assets. So I think the maximum pain will be seen in all these PSU banks and possibly even in ICICI Bank. So if you have to play PSU Bank, you don't have to see how much further lower it will go from the current levels over next 1.5 to 2 quarters. Next 2 or 3 quarters. But if you are ready to play over next 2 to 3 years, I think yes, you're right. PSU banks across would look reasonably very good, and because if you say that PSU banks don't look good, that means you don't subscribe to the theory that economic recovery is going to happen, and that overall management of India on an overall basis led by PSUs is not going to improve, which I refuse to believe. So I think PSU banks on a 2 to 3 year basis looks reasonable.
Looks good as well. Dilip Bhatt, thank you very much for your time. Good speaking with you. Appreciate you joining in this morning with that. Let's just take a quick break here. The Nifty is absolutely